He knocked me over. I landed on the dog bowl.
This one's wife. Harry the Bored. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. This one's wife thinks that she lights up everybody's lives. She thinks that she's amazing and wonderful and interesting, that everybody that meets her feels like they've been blessed by a saint. This, of course, includes Harry. She believes that she has enriched Harry's life, that she has taken him away from being trapped, making him realise that he was trapped in the royal family, although, of course, she has then placed him in her own cage, not something that Harry is necessarily aware of. On this trip, her behaviour is performative. Behind closed doors, she will have devalued Harry. There are numerous instances where his response and reactions would not have found favour with her. She will not have been able to chastise him in public as a consequence of facade management, so her narcissism will have directed her to do so behind closed doors. When the two of them are in public, she expects Harry to look delighted by being in her presence. She expects Harry to perform the role as spare to her, that she is the one that leads the way, that she is the one that speaks, that she is the one that everybody has come to see, but he is expected to play the role of dutiful husband who is just so lucky, so fortunate to be with her. Harry is in the sustained devaluation as the victim of a narcissist, which means life is not good for him. It means he's subjected to a variety of malign manipulations which take their toll on him. There'll be occasions where it will cause him to erupt in anger, frustrated at his treatment, furious at the way that she deals with him. There'll be times where he may well break down in tears, having had enough of the way that she continues to behave towards him. Other times there'll be complete bewilderment. There'll be times where he'll be wondering, what have I done? But not motivated yet to do anything about it. And in some instances, he has appeared bored. His wife is boring. Strip away the fact that she provides lashings of spicy poontang, and you're not left with a lot. She's not particularly intelligent, she's not particularly interesting, she's not a great conversationalist, she's not charismatic, and thus, once you remove the bendy figure, the roasting of the chicken and the blowjobs, it means that Harry's not really left with much by way of entertainment. Furthermore, the way that she conducts herself, making herself the centre of attention and him the tag along, also gets old rather quickly. And this is something which has been picked up on by the Super Soaraway Sun, as an article by Arthur Edwards tells us, "Cheer up, Harry, it might never happen." Or maybe it already has. I think our once favourite royal is bored to bits, fed up of this endless woke pantomime he now finds himself starring in. How else to explain his glum-looking expression during yet another tedious tour with his publicity-hungry wife? Even with the red carpet rolled out for him during his faux royal tour to South America, the Duke of Sussex often struggled to raise a smile. While his wife, this one's wife, got in to the salsa spirit with an almost permanent grin, the exiled royal stood downcast by her side. Looking at the photos from the couple's 4-day trip to Colombia, it appears that Harry is a very unhappy man. They were there at the invitation of the country's vice president. Colombia is a fabulous country, and I've been there with the King when he was Prince of Wales on a real royal tour hosted by the then President Juan Manuel Santos. The contrast could not be more obvious. Charles appeared to me to love every second of his time in his truly exciting country in the autumn of 2014. It was a most fantastic visit. But when I watched Harry on television playing the drums, he looked like he was only doing it half-heartedly. It seemed to me the Duke would rather have been somewhere else. As he prepares to turn 40 next month, no wonder many people are now asking, is Prince Harry suffering a transatlantic midlife crisis? The case for this is strong. One close friend who claims to still receive messages from Harry has revealed the prince, who used to be so happy-go-lucky, is missing Britain. The pal told the Sunday Times he has ended up isolated from his family and most of his old mates. He's an angry boy. Things have not turned out how he wanted. Anyone who knows him feels he'd rather be top of the pops here, with everyone loving him as they do with William and Kate. Certainly the boy who was the life and soul of the party is now a shadow of his former self. We're told he rarely speaks to his old friends, and even when he returns to the United Kingdom, his stays are so short, he doesn't have the chance to catch up. In June, he even missed the wedding of son Archie's godfather, the Duke of Westminster Hugh Grosvenor, to avoid upsetting the bride and groom and William, who was there. This must cut Harry deep. He loved his mates, and all the high jinks. He's naturally gregarious. He likes to be around people he likes. That's why he was such a good soldier, because he was also a brilliant comrade who enjoyed the company of people from the military. In the United Kingdom, he had a loyal group of friends who shared his sense of fun and also his escapades, like his ill-fated trip to Las Vegas. I'm sure he not only misses those mates, but I suspect he's bored at home in Montecito without his old pals. He appeared distinctly fed up in his last TV interview on American station CBS. The couple only have a small circle of friends in California. And a former advisor recently confessed, all he does is spend time looking back. I know exactly what he's looking back on. I was there for a lot of it. They were great days. I've known Harry all his life. I was outside St Mary's Hospital in London when he was born on September 15th, 1984, and travelled the world with him. I'll never forget the fun he had on his royal tour to Jamaica and Brazil in March 2012. In New Zealand in May 2015, when he left his handprint on my head in purple paint, after doing art with a group of kids, he was just amazing. In those days, I put my name down first on the list to do any job involving Harry, because it always made it so worthwhile. He'd tell us, I'm here to make it work for you guys. And he did. But then things changed. In July 2018, just 2 months after his wedding, Prince Harry was at Croke Park in Ireland, where the greatest hurlers in the world play. He was offered a hurling stick to hit a ball with. He was offered the stick. Looking at the media, he appeared to think, I'm not going to do anything for them, and he simply refused. A year before, in Kilkenny, Prince Charles hit a ball out of the park. That's the difference. One embraces the job of being a member of the royal family, and the other one reluctantly did it. The last royal engagement that occurred with Harry, before he decided to quit, was at Leland School in Luton. The girls couldn't get enough of him. They were all hugging him. It was just an amazing day. He was cheerful. He even got a ball out and played rugby with the kids. It was so exciting and the pictures were so good that the journalist won an award for one of them. Those joyful images were 1,000,000 miles from the photos we saw over the past few days in Colombia. The journalist states, I've been thinking about why these two sets of pictures are so different. On that last engagement in September 2019, this one's wife was not with him. He probably thinks he has met the love of his life, but everything changed for Harry from the moment he met her. Relations with his brother and his wife Catherine are so bad that William is reported to have said he doesn't want Harry at his own coronation. We could be talking about something a decade or more away, but here he is factoring in that he will still be upset with his brother. These boys used to be inseparable. They skied together, played together, learned to fly together in the Royal Air Force. No one knows him like his family, but sadly, Harry seems to be destroying everything he had. He and this one's wife know too well that the family really doesn't want to speak to them. His father couldn't even find time to see him on a visit in May, not even 10 minutes, because the king was too busy. Accordingly, it demonstrates the change in Harry's behaviour. It shows the contrast between how he was before he met this one's wife and how he is now he's with this one's wife. And of course it's been suggested that it's some kind of transatlantic midlife crisis. It isn't. It is simply somebody who is in the grip of the sustained devaluation of a narcissist and is slowly but surely realising that their life is pretty shit because of the conduct of the person that they love. This is something that's seen time and time again by victims of narcissists as they realise this has gone wrong. This isn't what it should be like. I don't like this anymore. And for Harry, as a consequence of the way that he's treated, as a consequence of the way that he's dragged around as a lapdog to this one's wife, his very bored reaction has shone through in Colombia. He's Harry the bored, and it's not because of any transatlantic midlife crisis. It is because he is in the grip of a sustained devaluation of a narcissist. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.